Hello and welcome to Mystic Moon Tarot. I hope you're all well and that you're having a lovely day. I actually have two decks for sale on Etsy now. One is a Spirit to Divine Feminine deck and the other is a Karmic to Divine Feminine deck. They are both $20 Australian and they are both digital downloads. The link is below if you are interested in them. Today I'm doing a reading from Spirit to the Divine Feminine. We'll finish off with some songs as well. This is only a general reading, so it won't resonate with all of the Divine Feminines out there. Please take the cards that resonate and leave the ones that don't. Now let's begin. What would Spirit like to say to you today, Divine Feminine? His life was going great whilst you were in it because he was thriving in your energy. Your ex's biggest fear was to see his old supply, you, doing so well, succeeding in fact, without him. These are your ex's biggest fears. 1. Losing a source of supply. 2. Being alone. 3. Losing control of their victim. 4. Lacking attention. And 5. Seeing people around them, especially their victims, enjoying their lives and being happy. The Karmic is so delusional. She feels that you are still longing for her man. You have washed your hands of him though. By trying to make you jealous, your ex has essentially ruined his own life, as now he is trapped in a karmic cycle with an evil witch. Your narcissistic ex was out there partying with karmics, whilst you were in hermit mode, healing, ascending, growing, and building a close bond with me. Narcissists hate people who see through them and their ways. This was your ex. He hated it when you became an educated empath. Your self-respect, self-confidence, and the boundaries that you set up were too much for him to bear. He was tricky because you felt an instant connection with him. He made you feel unique and wonderful and put you on a pedestal. He gave you gifts and showered you with compliments. It felt as though he had fallen in love with you straight away and that you were destined to be together. This was the idealization stage, the first stage of the narcissistic abuse cycle. He did this to gain control over you. Dear, if you are seeking joy, peace, and happiness now, you are celebrating the fact that you are in the healing process. Your ex did a number on you. Instead of just leaving you alone and allowing you to move forward, he continues to hang on tight to your energy. I understand how frustrated you are about this, Divine Feminine. When you finally walked away from him, I made sure that he lost everything for harming someone with a heart of gold for no reason. Divine Feminine, when you can't control what's happening in your life, challenge yourself to control the way you respond to what's happening. That is where your power is. You are living in the present and planning for the future. You are no longer stuck in the past. He abused you and mistreated you. You always knew that you deserved better. Always. This is how a lot of you Divine Feminines are feeling right now. Living alone as a woman is one of the most perfectly luxurious experiences of your life. Narcissists will accuse you of what they are doing. It's their admission of guilt. Did you experience this divine feminine? Your ex is a King of Swords in reverse. In other words, bossy, aggressive, and power hungry. He was violent, domineering, cynical, cold, merciless, and tyrannical. You don't comprehend why this karmic cannot just leave you alone now. She has him after all, and you pose no threat as you no longer want him. Some people will only remember the version of you they made up in their heads. They'll be fast to remember your mistakes, but fail to recognize your efforts. You can now do the things that you love once again, Divine Feminine. These include watching movies, journaling, reading, praying, playing with your pets, listening to music, enjoying nature, pampering yourself, exercising, gardening, and shopping. At the time, the pain felt so intense with this ex that you thought you would never ever recover from it. You have come such a long way, Divine Feminine. When you don't allow people to walk all over you anymore, the narrative will change. You will become the villain in their story because you won't be giving them what they have no problem taking from you. But at least in your story, you will be free. To all the women who no longer believe in fairy tales or happy endings, you are the writer of this story. Chin up and straighten your crown. You are the queen of this kingdom, and only you know how to rule it, Divine Feminine. Always be ready to survive alone. Some people, as you know, suddenly change. Today you are important to them. Tomorrow you are nothing to them, and that is real life. The karmic views you as the third party and herself as the divine feminine. The reality is that you two were spiritual spouses, divine counterparts, that she got in the middle of. Hence, he didn't do his part, and now he is on a karmic path, whilst you are on a divine path. He is determined to block new love for you, divine feminine. A strong person like you doesn't seek revenge. They move on and let karma do the dirty work. DF, never get so attached to a man that you accept being disrespected, used, lied to, or cheated on. This quote applies to your ex. They lied, cheated, gaslighted, blame shifted, destroyed and discarded you, but somehow they are the victim. It was so hard for you to separate in your mind from the truth and the reality of what happened, from what was fantasy, tricks, and manipulation on his part. Spirituality is such a big part of your life now, Divine Feminine. You are fascinated by it and extremely dedicated to your growth and ascension. You are not the woman you used to be, but a whole new woman who has learned a lot from the darkness, but mostly learned who you were and who you will never be again. What else would Spirit like to say to you today, Divine Feminine? Once you no longer feed the narcissist with your reactions and you become aware of their tactics, the best way to deal with them is to give them silence and keep them at a distance. Then you can begin the healing process. He went around in circles with you, being so indecisive and not keeping it real with you. He was hiding a lot. Towards the end, he was finding it more and more difficult to keep up with his lies. He knows that his karma that he is receiving is a result of the bad way in which he treated you. He admits that losing you was in fact losing the best thing in his life, Divine Feminine. He was the opposite to you in every single way. He was mean, you were sweet. You were loyal, he was disloyal. You were optimistic, he was pessimistic. You were of the light and he was of the dark. He sees you as a woman who has just experienced a huge transformation. As a result of this, he doesn't know how to approach you, what to say, what to do, or how to feel. You are not the same person anymore. One of the hardest pills to swallow in 2023 was learning that no matter how good you could be to somebody, no matter how much you love them, they can and will turn their back on you, and there's absolutely nothing you can do but suck it up and keep moving forward. The best revenge is none. Heal, move on, and don't become like those that hurt you. You were disgusted when you discovered that he had a sex addiction. You didn't want your health to be put at risk from his sexcapades. He doesn't even have a preference. He will sleep with anyone, regardless of gender. He is currently in a mental prison because he knows that he still loves you. However, he knows that he could never meet your high standards now. You are mature enough to now comprehend that some people are simply brought into your life to teach you lessons. You learned the lesson and then you moved on with your head held high. Some people hold grudges against you for the things that they did to you. You feel that you loved him much more than he loved you. With this ex, you experienced years of chaos, sadness, hopelessness, despair, and you felt like you were constantly walking on eggshells. Divine Feminine, never discredit your gut instinct. You are not paranoid. Your body can pick up on bad vibrations. If something deep inside of you says that something is not right about a person or a situation, trust it. You are not interested in finding a new love interest at this time, as you have other priorities now. He thinks that you have turned cold on him and that you are in Queen of Swords energy now. Don't force anything in life. Conversation, friendship, relationships, attention, or love. Everything forced is not worth fighting for. Whatever flows, flows. Whatever crashes, crashes. It is what it is. You are a star now, Divine Feminine. I have placed you on a high pedestal so that your enemies can do nothing but watch you succeed. He has turned out to be much more dangerous than you ever thought, Divine Feminine. He was supposed to be your life partner, and you are not supposed to be single now. He was your divine counterpart who failed the mission and the assignment. This quote is for you. People often say, "You've changed," as if it is a bad thing. But you know what? They're absolutely correct. You decided it was time to start taking care of yourself instead of always putting yourself at the bottom of the priority list. You discovered every secret that you had to and decided that you were sick of his excuses and empty promises, saying that he would change for you. Divine Feminine, when you face difficult times, know that challenges are not sent to destroy you. They're sent to promote, increase, and strengthen you. 2024 is a brand new year for you. You will be blessed with everything that you could ever wish for. Great health, material wealth, new love, and brand new relationships with your new soul tribe. You are not the same person now that he remembers. You closed out the cycle with him, bossed up, and became a whole new woman. You are powerful and confident. I know that you cannot wait for the day that this ex leaves your energy for good. You are sick to death of him coming out in your tarot readings. You no longer care about hearing about his emotions, his feelings, or his regrets regarding the connection. Your silence means that you are tired of fighting. There's nothing left to fight for, and you don't have the energy anymore. Your silence means that you are moving on and focusing on you. Your silence means that you have made up your mind and you are done. Divine Feminine, the right people for your soul hear you differently, show up differently, support you differently, and nourish you differently. That is how you will know. He may come back promising that he will change and be the best person to you, the one that you always wanted him to be. Do not trust him. He is lying. You know that he is a pathological liar, Divine Feminine. He hasn't done any work on himself, even though he will lie and say that he has. He may pretend to be all